Okay, so this is week 2, electric bass, learning to play the major scale.
Okay, for this lesson I'm going to teach you a really simple major scale. And I'm teaching the major scale because I want you to know it, okay? And you'll be able to sing it because we've all heard it a gazillion times before. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, and then back down. I can never sing it backwards, you know. Anyway, so it's a simple major scale. I'm teaching this because I want you to know the major scale. It's a really, really important scale, and a lot of other scales that you learn along the way are related to that one scale. That's the first reason why I want to teach you, right? The second reason why I want to teach you a major scale is so we can just look at your left hand positioning. Because up to now, we've just been using one finger. On the left hand, we've just been, getting used to fretting it with that one finger. Now I want you to start using all 4 fingers, because this is what we need to use on our fretting hand. We use all 4 fingers, the index, the middle, the ring finger and the little finger, okay? And getting the left hand positioning is super critical to whether you're going to be able to have enough span to open up your hand or not. Okay, it's really easy. If you watch a lot of bass players, they'll play like this. I call it the baseball back grip, and they're holding the neck like it's a baseball bat, right? But really, it doesn't facilitate a nice open stretch that you're going to need by doing that. By pulling your hand like this, it actually closes all the fingers together. To find a really neutral position, just hang your hand down by your side, literally down by your side, okay, like this, and then just bring it up. And that's kind of the position that you want your hand to be in when it's on the instrument. So just hang it down by your side and then bring it up slowly, and that's the position that you want. Now I just get my bass, bring my hand, I'm not actually changing the position of my hand here at all, I'm bringing it round, and there it is. Okay, so it's a really neutral position. You don't want it to be like this, with your thumb hanging over, or like crazy like this. So really just hang that hand down by your side, bring it up, you'll see that's the position, and then just bring it round and slot it in. Okay, now by having this neutral position like that means if you need to stretch your fingers open, you can do so really easily. So just make sure that the wrist's pretty straight, nice neutral position. I should say that the 2 videographers, DMAC and Gav, behind the cameras are doing the same right now. So everybody's got their hands like this, and so hold it really neutral like this, and then just open the fingers, and it's pretty easy, right? So now what I want you to do is open the fingers like this, okay? I want you to bend your wrist back and see what happens to the fingers. They actually get pulled together. Now as you go like this and bend your wrist back, can you stretch your fingers open? It's so hard to, but as you drop that wrist back down, then it becomes a lot easier. So make sure that when your hand is over the fretboard like that, you've got that neutral position, which is going to give you that ability to stretch. Because sometimes when you're when you're down here, you're going to have to stretch a little bit sometimes to be able to get that, get the reach that you need from your fingers. And if you're like this, if you've got this thing going on here, you're just not going to be able to open your fingers enough, and you're going to have pain in your arm, and it's just going to be, things are going to be bad. Just trust me, things are going to be bad. So really get that neutral position and just lift your arm up, round, under the neck, and that's really the position that you want to try and keep while you're playing. Now, let's look at the major scale, and you might be thinking, why am I not teaching you down here? I'm not teaching you down here because it's a little bit of a stretch down here. Before we get into that, I really want you to play it in a nice neutral position up here, okay? So, we're going to start on the 8th fret of the E string, which is the thickest string, right? So let's count 8 frets up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to put our second finger on there. So it's the second finger. And in this area of the fretboard, it's sometimes a nice efficient way to move around by what's called using the finger per fret technique. And it means that we are assigning a finger to each fret. So in this case here, I've got my second finger on the 8th fret, my first finger is over the 7th, my ring finger is over the 9th, and then my little finger on the 10th, right? We've assigned a finger per fret. I should say that this technique isn't something that you use all of the time. It's not something, if you see me playing a riff like this, you know, I'm not using finger per fret there all the time. I'm not. But when it comes to running scales and things like that, it is a nice thing to have that finger per fret thing available in your bag of tricks for you to do. And it's a great way of practicing, just, you know, getting used to playing a simple line over the strings, okay? So again, second finger on the 8th fret. So we're going to, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say finger 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. So let's give these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Index, middle, ring, and little finger is now called 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 8th fret, second finger, 2, okay? Now we're going to play 4, so finger 4, finger 4. Now the next string we're going to play 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. And as I do that, I'm making sure that I'm fretting the note just behind the fret. 1, 2, 4. The next string, 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay? And that's it. Now all we need to do is go back down. So let's go through that again, okay? So 8th fret on the E string, on the thicker string, 8th fret, second finger, 2. So we can play 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. And then back down. Again, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, and then back down. Now notice that I've got a nice curvature of the fingers there. They're not flat. I'm not playing like this. Okay, I'm playing with the fingertips. Okay. And you'll see me play like that a lot. I always use, it's like the fingertip, it's not right on the end here, it's kind of like a tiny little angle, but it's definitely not the pad of the finger. I'm not using the pads of the finger to play. It's not flat like this. And the fingers aren't collapsing down like that, okay? It's a nice curved shape like that, almost like you're holding an orange. Imagine you're holding an orange, that's the kind of, or an apple. Or, trying to think of random fruits here, a small kiwi. Maybe not a small kiwi, but a large kiwi, okay? So, make sure you've got a nice curvature of the fingers. And then just run up and down that scale. And just take your time with it. Now, remember, the plucking hand, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, okay? This is coming into play again. It's coming into play. Index, middle, 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 index. Just go up and down that scale, guys, and just get used to how it feels. It doesn't matter how fast you're doing it. It could be this speed. Just make sure your hands are relaxed. You've got nice curvature in the fingers of the fretting hand. You're playing index middle on the plucking hand. There's a lot of things to think about. And then just up and down.